Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Lobotomy and Asylum Field Day, where we're just about to start episode 6 and turn 10. There has been a slight delay, about 3 weeks, but you know, it's Christmas time, I've had a lot of work on and I haven't been able to get back to the table, but I'm back now and we're all ready to rock and roll. As regards the previous episode, I don't think there are any issues with it. I did miss a few things during the episode itself, but I caught them in editing. I don't think there's anything else. So we can pretty much move on to the character phase of turn 10, where our first player is going to be Beatrice. So let's have a look at the player area. And here we are at the player area. Just a couple of things. I do the cooldowns now for all the characters, so don't forget. We've only got to do the cooldown for dual wield, which goes down to 1. So Bernhard will get that back next turn, hopefully. And shadow step for Halina, which goes down to 3. So that's going to be a while yet. As you can see, Beatrice has got the first player token, and it will be her to go first. So let's go back to the board and let's see what she's going to do. And here we are at the board where we're all hemmed in a little. So we're going to need this because we're going to be doing some fighting. So she's got 3 actions. Her first action is going to be a move to here. I should have actually left her there last turn, made a bit of an error, but we'll move her back. And she's going to attack from there. How's she going to manage that? Well, she does have the pistol that she found. So she's going to use the pistol, and she's also going to use the cetraline. So she's going to take the cetraline. We're going to discard this because it's only got, there's only 1 of it. And we're going to get +2 to attack rolls for this turn, +1 to attack rolls for this turn. And that's very important. And she's also going to use a pistol. This is 5 dice. It's got fire, which means we will ignore a single defense on any monster. It's got a range of 1, which is why we can attack from where we are. There'll be +1 to attack rolls, which is great. So that means we can never roll a 1. So the only way we lose durability on this weapon is we may lose 1 durability to add an extra die. But we're not going to do that. Yeah, because this combination is going to guarantee us 2 monsters, and you'll see why. So we get rid of cetraline, +1 to attack rolls, and we already get +1 to attack rolls with the pistol, so that's +2 to attack rolls, and we ignore defense, remember. So I'll put the pistol back and I will discard the cetraline. Good, and we'll roll. So we get 5 dice, 1 2 3 4 5. And first of all, we're going to attack the nurse. Let's have a look at the nurse's card. So here's the nurse, and she's got 5 health, and she's got 1 defense. But we can ignore the defense because we have got fire. Yes, because we're using the pistol, so we can ignore that. And basically, we just need 5 successes. Now, Beatrice, she actually scores a hit on a 3+. We get +1 for the pistol, which is going to make it a 2+, and we get +1 for the cetraline, which makes it a 1+. Guess what's going to happen? Oh look, a 6 was a hit, a 2 is, which is actually a 3, is a hit, a 4 is a 5, is a hit, a 4 is another 5, which is a hit, and this 4 moves to a 5 as well. They're all hits, 5 hits. In fact, even if we'd rolled a 1, we'd have got +2 to it for a 3, and it had been a hit. So we couldn't miss. So we've got rid of the nurse, which is great, which is another progress. Fantastic. Now, she doesn't have a cooldown, I don't think, Beatrice, so we don't have to bother with that. But we do have a nurse. So we'll mark that off. Current standing is we've got 3 memories, we've got 2 lockers, a scavenger, 1 patient and 1 nurse. But that is soon to become 2 patients, because for her final action she's going to attack this guy. Let's have a quick look at the mental patient just to refresh our memories. Again, he has a defense, but we're going to ignore it because we're using a pistol, and he has got 4 health. He is dead because we're not going to bother rolling these again. I just did it to show what was happening, because even if we roll a 1, we're going to hit it because we get +1 for the sertraline, we get +1 for the pistol itself, and because it's got fire, it's ignoring that defense. So he's gone as well. So we'll get rid of him. And that's great news, because we now have 2 mental patients that have gone onto our progress. So our progress is now up to 9. And we've killed 2 of these monsters already. That's it for Beatrice's turn. Remember, she moved 1 and then she's attacked twice with the pistol. Great news. And because of those +1s on the attack rolls, it meant we were never ever actually going to lose any durability unless we wanted to put extra attack dice down. But we didn't need to. So that's great stuff from her. Okay, after Beatrice, it is going to be Nicolas Jackson. And here we are with Nicolas. Nicolas has the red base here. What's he going to do? Well, first of all, he's going to use one of his skills. He's going to use a utility skill called Room by Room. It doesn't cost anything, and he can move 2 spaces in any direction. He gains +1 to attack rolls and avoidance 5 for this round. We will see what avoidance is when it comes to it. It might not do, but if it does, I'll show you what avoidance 5 is. But +1 to attack rolls, brilliant. Now we've got to put a cooldown on that, so its cooldown is fuller. So pop that on, and then we'll move 2 in any direction. He's going to go 1 into here, and then 2 into the same space as this scavenger and this mental patient. Then he is going to, he's still got 3 action points, remember, because Room by Room didn't cost an action. So he's going to attack with his wrench. Remember, that does have 4 durability on it out of 6. It's 5 dice, and first of all he's going to attack the scavenger. Let's try and get the scavenger out of the way first. So quick reminder of the scavenger. It's got no defense, which is brilliant, and we only need 3 hits, and we've got 5 dice, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he hits on a 4 or better. And oh, he gets +1, doesn't he? So it's a 3 or better he hits on because of his Room by Room ability. And we've got, we didn't even need the +1. We'd hit it anyway. So the scavenger has died. He's gone. So we'll get rid of him. That puts us up to 10 on our progress, and let me mark it off. That is a second scavenger. Good stuff. So we're cooking with gas now. That was his first action, and because we got a +1, that 1 went to a 2. So he doesn't even lose any of his durability on the wrench, and he won't do for the rest of this turn, which is great. Okay, so he's going to attack the mental patient. We've just seen the mental patient. It's got 1 defense. It will have 1 defense in this case. We're not using the pistol. And it has 4 health, I believe. It does. So we're going to attack again with these 5 dice. Remember, we get +1 through Room by Room. Whoop. There's the other one, and that's rubbish. I'm just going to put this door back. That's errant. that errant die moved out of the way. Right, so that's a 6. That remains a 6. That 3 becomes a 4. And yeah, a 4. So that's 3 hits. Those 2 2s become 3s, but they don't help us because he needs a 4+. So we got 3 hits. You get rid of the smallest, which was the 4. And that leaves us with 2 hits on our friend here, the mental patient. So there we go, that's our second action. And for our third action, we're going to attack again. Same deal. Blimey, come on, get it in the dice tower, man. So that's a 1, that goes to a 2. The 3 goes to a 4, which is a hit. And we've got 3 6s, which is brilliant. 3 natural 6s. So we lose the 4 because of the defence, but we've still got 3 of these. That kills our friend the mental patient, which is brilliant stuff. So we get rid of him, get rid of those markers. So that is now 3 mental patients out of 5, which is very good. Now he killed 2 monsters there, so we've got to move his cooldown for room by room down by 2. So that goes down to 2-2. A lot of 2s. So killing 2 monsters there has really helped on the cooldown for his room by room. That is it for him. He's finished. So that means we move on to our next character for turn 10, who is Halina Swan. And here we are with Halina. Let's... oh, it's nearly going out of shot, that. What is she going to do? Well, first of all, she's going to move 1 into here. Now, just a quick thing, I'll move that out of the way. Even if these guys ooze through here and are right next to Nicolas, they can't get to Halina because it doesn't actually, this white line doesn't cross where the door is. So you can't really see that, so that's why I moved the door out of the way. Okay, so she's in space 2, and first thing she's going to do is, for a second action, is she's going to have a look at this memory here. So we'll pop that over there and we'll get her memory deck. Remember, she's got 1 already. She's got memory strip 2. So this will be her second memory. So depending what it is, she may get another skill by turning them in. So do a cut. And it's a Halina memory. Am I invisible or just nobody cares? Turn to mist. Skill. 1 use only. Costs an action point. Move 3 spaces in any direction. You can move through walls, etc. Well, you can do that anyway through Shadow Step, and it's 1 use only. Yes. So I think we will turn this in, and we will pick up memory strip 2. So these 2 are being turned in, and what she's going to do with those is we'll have to pick out her skills. Won't be a moment. So these are her skills. She's got 2 left, so we'll do the old 2-card shuffle, and let's pick the bottom one. She gets Blur, which is an attack. It's got a cooldown of 4. Now it's 7 dice, or this is an area of effect symbol. Means everybody on your space, every monster on your space is attacked by 5 dice for each enemy. So that's good. So I quite like Blur. She has now got Blur. That goes with Hypnotising Eyes, Shadow Step and Faith Healing. We'll put her remaining one under there. And she has now got an extra skill, which is brilliant. So I believe turning those in is a free action. So she's now got the blur skill, and she still has one action. She moved for one, she picked up the memory for one, and she has a locker on her space. So we're going to go for the locker. Get rid of that. And lockers, I believe, are the brown bag. So let's see what we get. And it is a filing cabinet. And, ooh, look at that. But it's 3 for a weapon. 5 for equipment and 5 for medication. So pop that there. She has 7 imagination, I believe. She does. So we're going to be rolling 7 dice. And we need a 4 or better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 or better. And we need at least 3 successes. Come on. So that's 4, 4, 4. There's 3 successes. 6. That's 4 successes. We got 4 successes. The only thing we can get is a weapon, which is probably what I would have chosen anyway. She has 3 weapons as it stands, but one is a scalpel, which is small, so that doesn't count. So we should be okay here. I will discard that locker. It doesn't go back in the bag. We will get the weapon deck. And needless to say, we could do with something funky, because we like funky weapons. Sledgehammer, 7 dice. You may attack with -1 to attack rolls to gain a critical strike. It is large, and it has only 4 durability for a sledgehammer. Okay, pop that there. Now, she's at 4 in her inventory, so it's a good job that scalpel is actually small, because otherwise she won't be able to hold it. She won't be able to get the sledgehammer. She'd have to drop something else. But as it is, she can actually carry that. So that's good news. And we've got a few things to mark off now. So that's the end of a turn. But we got another 2 progress. So we're up to 12. So we've done really well on this turn. And so far, anyway. And we get an extra locker. So that's 3 lockers, and we get an extra memory, so that's 4 memories. So as it stands, we've got 4 memories out of 5, 3 lockers out of 5, 2 scavengers out of 5, 3 mental patients out of 5, and 1 nurse out of 4. We are getting there. But we're obviously, we'll probably lose some of them when the movement phase comes around, which, talking of which, yes, it is the monster phase now, so let's set up for that. No, it isn't the monster phase. I'm forgetting about Bernhard. Fortunately, just remembered in time before I started clearing everything away. Yeah, we've got Bernhard, so we've still got some stuff we can do. In fact, he's got a job, which is obviously that other locker. So for his first action, he's going to move here. He's still got 3 actions left because he's got an extra action compared to everybody else. And he's going to search that locker. Now, his imagination is only 6. So we'll get 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we do get an automatic success. Just in case you can't remember. Is because he got this memory. And gain a free additional success in every locker searching and door opening test. In fact, I should have used this when he opened the door last episode. He opened it anyway, but he did have a success in door opening automatically. So we're going to get we've got 1 success already, which is great. And and the other 6 in here. And let's pick this up. Come on. Right. There's another filing cabinet. Oh, monster. Ah, possible spawn. We need 5 for a weapon, 2 for a equipment, 2 for a med. And if we don't succeed, a monster will spawn, specifically a mental patient. But we've already got 1 success, so I think we'll be getting equipment this turn. We only need 1 success to get an equipment. So pop that there. And roll these dice. And, oh, we only just did it. We got a 5. All the rest missed. So fortunately, because of that Bernhard memory, he does have 2 successes, which does allow us to pick an equipment. So there you go, Blake. We're going to have some equipment. Let's hope it's better than the leather mask that you got last time. And let's see what he picks up. He gets a human skin mask. He likes his masks, doesn't he? So, human skin mask, nice. Can be healed. So it's armour. Brilliant, and it can be healed. So the faith healing will work on it. So it's got 4 durability, and he's now got some armour. Armour doesn't count to your inventory. It just counts to armour, but you can only have 1. So he has got 1 piece of armour now. So that's excellent. Pop the equipment back. That is much better than the leather mask. And that means we actually succeeded. Again, get rid of that, discard it, do not put it back in the bag. He has found another locker, which means we now have 4 lockers out of 5. We've got to be careful now, because if we go into our second scenario, which we may well do, we'll see how we go on, as soon as we hit 3 on our objectives, then we've got to start the second one. We've got to make the decision then, are we doing the second one or are we sticking just with the first one? And as it is, memories and lockers are right up there. As soon as we get another memory, as soon as we get another locker with an item in it, they will be complete. So we've got to keep an eye on that. Okay, he's still got 2 actions left. What's he going to do? He's going to move back into space 3. And he's just going to stay there. He's not going to do anything else. I suppose he could trade. Let me just have a look at what Beatrice and Bernhard have and see if they're going to trade. Won't be a moment. Okay, I'm back. Just a couple of things. First of all, we are going to do a trade. She's going to get her kitchen knife back. Remember, she started with that, and she's going to give the pistol to Bernhard. Now, the reason for that is this will give Bernhard a +1. Yeah, he hits on a 5+. Normally, this will mean he hits on a 4+. So, and he is a bit of a beast, what with dual wield. So he's going to take that, and she's going to get the kitchen knife back. The other thing that just to make clear is that the human skin mask, well, that does count towards your inventory. I thought it didn't, but it does. You're only allowed 1 armour. So his inventory is currently at 3 because he's got broken glass, pistol and the human skin mask, but it does count towards your inventory. So I got that wrong a couple of moments ago. But as it is, he's fine on his inventory. He swapped his pistol for the kitchen knife. I think it'll make him a bit more of a beast. Beatrice is already a beast because she hits on a 3+ anyway. And with the kitchen knife, you can add 1 to 2 die. So that should be more than enough for her. And we can always give her an extra weapon via Halina, who's got them all over the shop. Okay, so that's it for the character phase, because Bernhard was our last player. So now we can go to the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase, so we need the movement deck. We'll give it a quick shuffle and a cut as always, and see what we get. Okay. No star. Yes, we keep all that progress. No event this time. We get a memory shrine and we do get movement of the warden. Whoop. So, memory shrine, we've got a roll for that. And so we need a D4 and a D12. We will zoom in a little, won't be a moment. There we go, I think we've zoomed in enough there. Should be able to see these. And we have got A11, which is where the memory shrine is going. So that's up here. Can we see that? No, it's just out of shot. I'll zoom out again and we'll have a look. And here we are, and it's just behind there. It's just there. Okay, let's get rid of those. Pop them over here. And the warden moves 1, so he moves into space 7 up here. He's 5 more movements, and he will timed us out for the first scenario. So he's chugging along. What we've got next is monster movement, so I'll just go away, move everything. They're only going to move 1, which is good news, and then we will spawn. What we're going to spawn? We're going to spawn 2 mental patients. Okay, I'm back. Monster movement. The main monster movement is obviously around here, which is great because we have that pistol, and we've got to try and kill all these guys here. The scavengers caught up to the nurse because they've got 2 action points for movement. The nurse has only got 1, and everybody else has been moving in this direction. Yeah, so they're all moving basically in this direction. I won't go through it all. You know the gig by now. They're just moving towards the nearest character. Okay, so that's monster movement. This guy oozed through a door, so he's not going to attack Nick because he's exhausted going through the door. If he was an elite monster, he would attack, but he isn't. That's my house rule, remember? And that means we can get on with the spawning. We've got 2 mental patients to spawn. So let's zoom in again so you can see the actual die rolls. Okay, let's roll. First mental patient goes to D7. So let's pick up a mental patient. D7 is over here somewhere. Where are you? Oh, that's just outside the front door. So he's next to the ambulance outside. And let's roll again for the second mental patient. And that is D5. All going to quadrant D. D5 is... that can't be... oh, it's here in the diner. Just behind that door. So he's just down there. Okay, so that is the monster spawning. Let's zoom out again and we'll get ready for turn 11. Okay, just to show you where they went. We got a mental patient here, just outside. And we got another mental patient just in here in the cafeteria. Okay, right, that is it for turn 10. We can get rid of that and put the movement deck back. Let's go across to the player area and do our cooldowns for the next turn, which is turn 11. And welcome to the character phase of turn 11 and the cooldowns. Bernie's dual wield has now cooled down, so that's great news. Who else gets cooled down? Room by room for Nicolas goes down to 1, so that's great news. That's nearly back. And Shadow Step for Halina goes down to 2, which is also good news. Okie dokie. First player, we'll have to move the token because it's going to be Nicholas Jackson. There we go. And he is going to go next. And here we are with Nicholas, red base there. And yes, he's got a mental patient with him, so he is going to attack. He's going to attack with his wrench, which is 5 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't get the help of room by room this time. He just has to hit him. So mental patient has got 1 defense, remember, and we need to get 4 hits to kill him. 2 6s are a good start. That's great. We have a 4 there, which is also a hit for him. We do get a 1, unfortunately. So the wrench is going to go up to 5 on its durability out of 6. So it's nearly spent. We lose the 4 because it's got defense, but it's still 2 hits on this guy. So bonk. And we're going to roll again. We'll keep the 4 and we'll get rid of those 2 and swap out some others. And he's going to attack again with his wrench. It may be the end of his wrench, but we'll see. And he rolls. It is the end of his wrench because he's got 2 1s. He only got a 4. Oh, dear me. So, and that's stopped by the actual, that's stopped by the defense of the mental patient, isn't it? So we didn't get any hits there, and we've lost the wrench. So the wrench is now discarded because its durability is gone. So he's missed the mental patient, hit the wall, and his wrench is busted. So we'll get rid of that. But fortunately, he does have the fire extinguisher and the Necronomicon come for that, which is also counted as a weapon. But he's going to use the fire extinguisher. He's going to use it normally, which means he's going to use it for 5 dice. These dice are going. We're going to use another 5 dice in an attempt to try and kill this mental patient with our final action. So he's attacked twice, he's going to attack for a 3rd time. 4s or better. We got a 6, 3 1s, and a 2. So we've lost a durability straight away with the fire extinguisher, and he's also not hit. That is awful from... That is absolutely rubbish. So we've only got 2 hits on it out of 3 attacks with 5 dice. That was absolutely rubbish. So Nicolas in a bit of a bind, unless our friend Halina can pull it out of the bag for him, and it is her to go next. And here we are with Halina. For her first action, she's going to enter this space as well. And for a second action, she is going to attack the mental patient. What's she going to attack with? She is going to attack with the gas pipe. So again, she's going to have 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully, she'll be able to get 3 successes because she hits on a 4+ as well. Come on, Halina. Yes, 4 hits. We did get a 1, unfortunately, so we've lost the gas pipe as well. But we've lost it in a good cause because we have killed another of these mental patients. So the gas pipe goes, and it also clears up her inventory a bit, so I'm not too bothered about that. So we've got rid of that. Even with its single defense, it's not enough to save it, so that goes back up here. We get an additional mental patient, so that's 4 mental patients out of 5 as regards our objectives, and we're up to 13 on our progress, so we are getting there. So I did the 1 because we got rid of the gas pipe. She has actually killed something. So that means her Shadow Step ability goes down to 1 on the cooldown. And she still has 1 action left. And I think what she'll do is she'll get away from this door. Or shall she try and open the door? I was actually going to have... Yeah, she's going to try and open... We're going to have a look at the door. It may be it's locked. Yeah, but let's have a look at the door. The reason I'm doing this is because of my house rule, where they're oozing through the doors here and can't attack, that you can cheese it. I mean, I could just keep these guys here all day and just have a succession of exhausted monsters coming through the door. So there is an opportunity to cheese this, but I'm not going to cheese it. We're going to try and open the door. In fact, I was hoping that our friend here, Nicolas, was going to beat down on that mental patient and have an action left, because he was going to use his unstoppable ability to just get rid of the door. As it is, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. And we need the door bag. So she's trying the door. And what do we get? We get... it's barricaded, so that's cool. So it's not going to come through the door. It can't get through this door anymore because it's barricaded. And 2's not so bad. We can probably use actions to get rid of that. So we'll get rid of the door. Why that's good is everything that was heading towards this door now knows it can't get in because it's been revealed. So they're going to have to go the long way round. So that is really good news. We can keep these guys here. Once these move out of the way enough, we'll break through the door and we'll head down to, I think, what do we require? We need one more locker. We need one more memory. One more mental patient. So we need scavengers and nurses, and we've got 3 here, so we should be able to get a couple of scavengers, get that up to 4, and then we might have to do a bit of dancing to get our nurses up, because I don't want to complete 3 objectives too early, if you know what I mean. And we may lose some progress now, because after we've finished our character phase, obviously we're going to have to do the monster phase. Right, so I think that is it for her. Yes, she moved 1, she attacked, killed the mental patient, then she tried the door and she found out it was barricaded. We could get rid of that barricade right now if we use some durability off a weapon, but we're not going to, because as I've just said, it just suits us to have that barricade there for the time being. Okay, right, that's it for Halina. Next up is Bernhard. And here we are with Bernhard. He's got the green base. Oop, just move him. He's not in that room. He's in that corridor right outside the door. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to use his pistol, because he can shoot out of that door. They are only in the corridor right outside, so he can see them. And he's got 4 actions, so basically he's just going to blaze away with the pistol. He could use his hit and run and dual wield and what have you, but I think what we'll do is we'll just blaze away with the pistol and see where we get to, because we still have Beatrice in reserve. This is why it's good to have at least 2 of your characters together, because you can double team. Okay, Bernhard, who are you going to fire at first? Let's get rid of these scavengers first. So the scavengers don't have any defense, and they only have 3 health, so we should be able to beat them. We're using the pistol, which is 5 dice, and we will get +1 to our attack roll, so we'll hit on a 4+. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to attack the first scavenger with his first action. And we've got a 4, a 4, and a 4. All of these get +1s, so those 2s turn into 3s, those 4s turn into 5s. Still 3 hits. This guy has gone. So we now have 3 scavengers. And another progress point. Goes up to 14. So there we go. He's going to attack again. So we'll keep these dice. They seem okay. So he's going to fire again at the other scavenger. And we need 3 hits. We've got 2 4s, a 6. We have a 1 there, but that goes up to a 2. So that's cool. Those 4s go to 5s, and that 3 goes to a 4. We've still got 3 hits. So second scavenger bites the dust. Excellent. So that's now 4 scavengers. We only need 1 more scavenger. We are up to 15. and on our progress, so that's good. And we've still got 2 action points left, which we're going to use to try and kill the nurse. Just having a look to see, no, he's got no cooldown, so even though he's killed 2 monsters, there's nothing to cool down. And we're going to shoot the nurse. So shoot the nurse in the face. Come on. Remember, we get +1 on these. So we've got a 6, which is a hit, and she does, remember, she does actually have a defense. So she's got a 6 and 3 5s. So those are all 6s. And this 3 turns into a 4, which happens to be a miss for Bernhard. But 4 hits, we lose one of the lowest ones. That is 3 hits on the nurse. I believe we need... She's quite tough. Yeah, we need 5. So we've got 3 hits on her. So let's put 3 markers out. So 3 markers out, and remember we do have Beatrice going next. And we're going to attack again. Come on. His final shot. Yes. So we've got 3 4s which turn into 5s there. That 3 turns into a 4 is a miss. That 1 turns into a 2 and is a miss. Out of these 3 5s we lose 1. But we do get 2 hits. So that is enough to kill the nurse. So there you go. Pistol, really great weapon. And it still took, you know, 2 throws of 2 action points to kill the nurse. Tough cookies they are, these nurses. So that's another nurse. We now have 2 nurses dead. And we have an extra point. So we've cracked on in this episode. We really have cracked on. I think we've got something like 9 progress points in these 2 turns, 10 and 11. Scores on the doors: 4 memories, 4 lockers, 4 scavengers, 4 mental patients, and 2 nurses. So we are very nearly there. Right, that is it for Bernhard. Next up, it is going to be Beatrice. And here we are with Beatrice. What's she going to do? All she's going to do is move. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. And she's going to move in here with the other 3. As you can see, what we want to do is we want to break out of this door eventually. These guys aren't going to stay here because there is a way through. So they have to move away to go around because they have to attack you. They can't lie in wait for you. They've got to go around. If there is a route to get to you, then they are going to follow it. Okay, so she's moved there. And yes, that is it for her go. That is it for turn 11 and the character phase. It's now the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase. So first things first, a movement card. Quick shuffle and then a cut. And we'll see what we get. Ooh, no event this time. We've got a red star. We were due one. What is a red star? I believe it means we get no progress next turn. I'll just check, won't be a moment. I'm back. Yes. We cannot progress any objective for next turn, unfortunately. Which is a pity because we're very nearly there. So that is a bit of a downer. But, yeah. I mean, we do have... Oh, I forgot about that. Could have gone and opened that. But we can do that next. So we'll get Bernhard to do it because he's got that skill. So we could... Oh, no, we won't. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll actually open that locker and hopefully get an item next turn. We're on 4 lockers already, so it's not going to progress us. Yeah, we'll progress with one of these lockers down here, and basically it'll be a free drop without us getting any closer to starting scenario 2. So we'll try and work it a bit in our favour and do that. And any monsters we kill next turn don't count towards the objectives, and any memory shrines that we pick up. But there are no memory shrines close to, so that's a bit of a downer. What else have we got to do? We've got to move our friend the Warden. He moves to space 8 here. Well, we've still got 4. Still 4 before he gets to 12 o'clock, so that hasn't gone too badly as it stands, so we're okay there. And, oh, we're going to get 2 nurses. Just what we need on the spawn, because we do need extra nurses. Looking on the board, we've got 1 here in reception that's heading this way, and I don't think we've got any other, oh, and 1 here. So, oh, we did have enough nurses, but like this one's going to take a while to get anywhere. We'll probably have to kill that one there at some point, but a couple of these nurses might be a bit closer to us. And just as long as we don't kill them next turn because of that red surge star there. Right, I've got to move all of our monsters. I'll be back in a moment and then we will place those nurses. Okay, I'm back. Not many monsters to move. Seeing as we killed loads in this episode. So yeah, they're all moving closer to this door. This door is the only way where they can get in to attack our characters. So as you can see, for example, this mental patient is moved from here to here. He knows he's got to go all the way around now because that door is barricaded. Alright, so, oh, I forgot one. I missed him there. There we go. He's going to move towards that door and go the same way. Right, think that is it. I don't think there's any more I've missed. No, there isn't. So we've got to roll for these nurses. Let's zoom in and see where they're going to go. So we need a D12 and a D5. Sorry, a D4, D5, a D4. What have we got there? We've got a 12 and we've got a A12 gets a nurse. So she goes in there. And we'll roll again. D8. Next nurse goes to D8, and that's right outside in the corner. That's a bit of a blow. If anything, I would have liked them in either B quadrant or C quadrant, but that's the way it goes, unfortunately. Right, downer. Right, let's zoom out. Okay, here we are, zoomed out. Yes, we've got a nurse down here. She's right in the corner of the board, and the other nurse was up there. Alright, but we're not doing too bad on monsters. We've had a big clear out that turn, that couple of turns, and it's gone really well. Having that pistol helped, and keeping people together. It's helped in this particular scenario. In other scenarios, yes, it's probably better to split up because there's so much to do. In this particular one, because a lot of it is killing monsters, I mean 14 progress points are monsters, so sticking together really helps with your progress. So yeah, it's worked in this particular case. That said, we've still got the Warden on space 8. If it gets to space 12, we've lost if we're only doing one scenario. And yeah, I think by using my house rules, it's made it a bit more like it should be. This should be the easy scenario, and it's not too easy. You know, we've had to do a lot of fighting, and we've done quite well with the dice, apart from Nicolas has whiffed a bit occasionally, but other than that, we've done well with the dice. And you know, we've used some good tactics sticking together in this particular scenario, like I've just mentioned. And what that has done is it means like we've got a good chance of winning. I've seen a lot of playthroughs of this particular game where you're nowhere near. So I think my particular house rule, it does help make this easier. That house rule, over time, the more scenarios you do, the less it's going to help you, because you're going to start losing all these doors. So the further you go on, more of these doors have gone, and monsters are just going to come straight through. So you've got to remember that as you go through the actual scenarios, as you add scenarios on, more of these doors are going to disappear. So that house rule is not going to apply. So it will get harder as time goes on. But we're doing brilliantly. We've killed a load of monsters. We've searched a load of lockers. We've got a load of memories. We've even, I think Halina has cached 2 of her memories in to get an awesome new skill, which is Blur, which is great. We've lost a couple of our weapons, but, you know, durability, you're going to lose them. We have found a load of extra weapons in lockers, so that's great. That's another thing, that the reason this should be the first scenario. This should be like the training scenario. The way they've put it in the book, you know, it's about halfway through the scenarios, and I don't think people realise that. They should have put that this is the training scenario. The reason for that is it does encourage you to look at lockers. It does encourage you to actually look at memories, you know, pick up memories. And it gives you a good idea of combat because you've got so many monsters to kill. So it should be, you know, explicitly stated in the rule book to start with Asylum Field Day. It is the easiest. It's the easiest to get your head round and set up, and it's the easiest as regards, you know, actually achieving, even though you've got this horrible mechanic whereby for example, next turn we can't make any progress whatsoever. But yes, it is a good starting scenario. The others are a lot more difficult. They're more difficult to set up, and they're more difficult to achieve, and you get nastier monsters. Remember, all these guys here are basic monsters apart from the Warden. Once you get elite monsters on the board, then you have some real laughs. So yeah, start with Asylum Field Day. Start with, you know, if you don't use my house rule, I would suggest using something similar, because even this as the easiest scenario, well, you're going to struggle. All right, anyway, brilliant. So we can get rid of that. Things are going pretty well as it stands, and next turn's going to be a bit of a dead turn, but as I say, I think we'll get another weapon out of this locker if we can. It's not going to count towards our objectives, but getting another weapon or another piece of equipment always helps. And we're going to let these guys move a bit, and then we're going to break out of this door and head down here. In fact, we might head for what is it, D quadrant, because we can come through here, and there's loads of memory shrines and stuff down here and lockers, and we can start thinning out these monsters, I think, and let this lot chase us. I think we might do that, and then we'll make a decision on whether we're going to do scenario 2 or not. Okay, right, so that is it for episode 10. That is the end of turn 11. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for all the subscriptions. Thank you for all the likes and dislikes. Anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, we're over 100 likes, 100 hearts there, so thanks very much. Thank you. Board Game Geek, anybody who's been there, who likes the video threads there, or has you know, made a comment, drop Geek Gold, anything like that, thank you so much. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what have you. Again, a big shout out to you guys. As always, if I've made any rules, errors or goofs, please let me know. I will try and fix what I can. But I don't think I've made any. But you never know, you've probably already sat through a load of things going across the screen with me saying, no, got that wrong, I'm going to have to change it. And you may have had a couple of inserts of me from the future. Don't know. We'll find out, because I'm going to head off to editing now. That is it for Lobotomy, Asylum Field Day and episode 10. I hope you join me for episode 11. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.